print, digital, video, online. The digital signal that, gives you cable and all of that stuff, your books, your podcasts. You can create all types of media. That's every form of communication. Yourself, can't you? You don't need permission, do you? No. Yeah, so we're here to hone our skills, but I'm here to give you a task, an assignment to understand there is a new wealth revolution. For all of your lives, how many of you have ever traveled outside of America? Okay, let's think of some place. Any of us ever been to Mexico? Yeah? What's the currency down there? What do they use? What are some of the common things? Pesos? Any of us ever been to India? No? What do they use? They use rupees over there, right? Rupees. Any of us been to China? Yeah? What do they use over there? Yen. Okay. Any of us been to any parts of Africa? So what do they have over there? Naira, shilling, dinaro. They have a lot of different things, right? How many of us have went to those countries and all the time, whenever you went, you bought their currency? No, nobody. So you can go anywhere in the world and you can take your US dollar, and you can use it anywhere in the world, Who can tell me why that is? It has value, that's true. Let me tell you why that is. The technical reason why. Because right now, the US dollar is the world's reserve currency. Every other nation in the world stocks dollars. We don't stock pesos, we don't stock euros, we don't stock rupees, it's dollars. So you and I can go anywhere in the world and take our dollar, we don't have to convert it, and they'll gladly receive our dollar because it has value. There's already been the organization of an alternate currency. I'm just telling you that. So for the first time in your life, something you've never ever seen, not the eldest of us. There used to be where the sterling, British sterling, was the world reserve currency. So some of us may have heard about that, or maybe our parents or grandparents. But for the first time in our lives, we will live to see the US dollar no longer be the world's reserve currency. That changes everything the moment that it happens. How many of us have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, MacBook, any of those, right? So back in September, a month or so ago, what did they just announce at Apple? New phones, right? 2 new iPhones came out at the same time. They've never rolled it out like that before, right? Well, they said at the moment that they rolled those phones out, they were changing something that used to take years to happen, and they're doing it in a day. The new little chip that can do all of this stuff. Well, that's what's going to happen the moment that the dollar is no longer the world's reserve currency. Our lives change forever. Now, we can wait, right? It's sort of like, hey, there's a bomb in this building. It's going off in 10 minutes. How many of us are going to still be here in 10 minutes? Anybody? Sorry. Oh, okay, right. So there's a bomb going off in the global economy. It's called the dollar will no longer be the world's reserve currency. Now it's time to take action to make a plan. But what that creates is opportunities. Now there's a misnomer. There's this thing that says chaos equals what is this called? We call it a Chinese thingy. What is it? Chinese idiom? Is that yin and yang? Okay, not that one. But there's a thing that says chaos equals danger plus, oh boy, opportunity. Danger plus opportunity. That's what's said. Now that's really not the translation, but President Kennedy said it and some other people said it, and so we just keep saying it. You all have heard that or seen that? Chaos equals danger plus opportunity. So in the midst of chaos, there is some danger, but there's opportunity. Here's what your assignment is to do. Recognize the danger, minimize it. Recognize the opportunity, maximize it. We use the word value. I'm going to tell you what's happening in this new economy, okay? The new economy, for us, what we're gaining here at this conference, we have creativity. Why? Because we are creators. If you're alive, say I'm alive. If you're alert, say I'm alert. If you're awake, I'm awake. And if you're thank you. Come on, people. We are creators. So as creators, we have goo gobs and abundance of Creativity. Everything that's around us started as an idea where? In somebody's mind. The fact that you flew on an airplane, there was a couple of folks that got together, these brothers that people thought were crazy, and they said, hey, I think we can do this. Let's make it happen. The media didn't even cover them because they were like, I'm not going to record those fools. They're crazy. Right? Then they tell Marsoni, you're crazy if you think you're going to connect what you're saying. I'm going to hear it over there with no wires. Any wires? They told Marconi he was crazy. Right? Edison, was he like lauded in his day? No, no, no. He was a lunatic. Are you all getting this? You following me? Yeah. So creators aren't always appreciated in the moment. But we have an abundance of creativity. This stage, this platform, this microphone, this PowerPoint, the fact that we have all of these tools are because some creator decided to stand up and revolt against the masses who thought they were crazy. Like you're looking at me like I'm crazy. Right. I'm in the minority, yes. Because what do we want to do? Observe the masses and do the opposite. The masses are those little sheep that's going towards the edge, and it's going to plunge to their death. And those behind them are just going to follow. Observe the masses and do the opposite. I'm not a sheep or a processional caterpillar. Yeah, I'm crazy compared to the masses of people who are really insane, which is another level of crazy. Thank you. I'm glad some of y'all are awake. But our creativity as creators, plus our content. How many of us ever heard of Ariana Huffington? One person? Okay. How many of us heard of the Huffington Post? Everybody. Okay. Ariana Huffington created the Huffington Post. What did she do? She gathered up some people who had some relevant, valuable, insightful content, put it all in one place. We call it a website. Nothing really fabulous about it. And then one day she sold it for $400 million. Wow. And then on top of that, they pay her like $4 million a year just to run it when she created, and they gave her all this money for it. That's creativity. Plus content. And $400 million, would you call it currency? Yes, right, yeah. Currency. That's what it is. We mentioned iPhones, iPads, iPods, iPod Touch, MacBook, MacBook Pro, MacBook Air, all of those things. That was some creativity. It carries different forms of content, right? All of these apps, the world of apps. What is it delivering? Content. And it translates into currency. This is the new currency. So you are here out of the 400 million sperm that dad sent to mom as a creator to use your creativity to create content which will be currency for you. So although, yes, the dollar will no longer be the world's reserve currency, and yes, values will change, yes, but what's not going to change? All relations are built upon communication. Communication is just sharing different forms of content. Come on, don't just look where I point. I'm not looking, I might mess up. Know what you know, people. Knowledge isn't power. What's power? Applied knowledge. Apply the knowledge. Know what you know. I might mess up. I'm human. But it's just different forms of content. And what makes Apple one of the most valuable companies on the planet, with billions and billions of dollars they don't know what to do with, is they created an integrated product suite that allows you to organize your content in a way that makes you comfortable, that makes you feel you're more productive, that makes you feel you're more creative, and it translates into currency. So what I'm saying to you as a creator, the economy doesn't matter. What the government decides to do doesn't matter as much as what you decide to do. So yes, you must hone your skills. You must learn to effectively communicate. And we want to communicate effectively so that we can persuade people to do things that are in their best interest. We don't want to manipulate people. Although if you learn the most effective tools of communication, you can manipulate. People like Hitler was a manipulator. He was a persuasive person, but he was also probably the biggest manipulator that led so many people to their demise, right? And others like him throughout history. We're not like that. We're good creators. So we learn how to communicate so that we can be effective, right? I never got to the slides. But I don't think we need to. Because if we make that decision, the next thing is, what do we do with all of the money? Because one young woman called it value. Our dollar is valued around the world. It has value. Money is simply a medium of exchange. So if it's not the dollar, if it's what some are calling special drawing rights, a sort of a bucket currency of multiple nations, maybe that's what it is. The bottom line is for us, here's a simple economic secret. And generally, secrets are ideas and concepts hidden in plain sight. It's really not a secret. It's written what every successful person throughout history has done. So for us, our responsibility is to create value. The simple definition of economics is we get paid for the value we create in the marketplace. We make things better. We improve upon things. We come up with something that has never been done before. We can do that because we are creators. Exactly. So, in the last few minutes, I want to just go through a blueprint. Because coming here, how many of us use GPS? Okay, well, GPS is available to us because somebody decided to map out everything. And one of the more prominent is Google Maps, right? Now, Google Maps can give you a picture of Osama bin Laden's lair. Satellite, you can look and there it is. That's the picture. Wow. A map from a satellite can tell you with those coordinates what that little mouse is doing down there in the field. Oh, he's digging a hole. A mouse in the field in the middle of nowhere. Because somebody mapped it out. So we're going to talk about a map. And I'm going to just tell you really quickly. So for us, our map is our mindset. Well, a few people taking notes. Our attitude and our philosophy. So I'm going to give you the mindset, attitude, and philosophy that's generally shared by successful people. Now, if you could know the tools and the keys that are used by people like Oprah Winfrey to have what they now call the Oprah touch, that no matter what she seems to touch, although OWN is having its challenges, but for 25 years, the queen of daytime, whatever product Oprah brought on her show and endorsed, what happened? Yeah, like that. How many of us would like to create a best-selling book? A multi-platinum album? You know, a fashion line that people really like and appreciate and spend repetitive money for? Okay, I know, thank you. I gave myself an early warning to know I have 5 minutes. Can we get a lot in 5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, a few of us. Can we get a lot done in 5 minutes?
Yes.
Because we are co-creators. Don't fall asleep. Okay, so let's talk about that, because now that we understand economics, it's simply we're getting paid for the value we create. We add value to people through our content, through our message, through our tools, our products, our services. Now there's a value exchange. Now what we need to know is, through this wealth revolution, what do we do with that value? Do we buy real estate? Real estate properties are down. Oh, stocks are down. Well, some people say, hey, that's a good time to buy. Maybe you'll find a bargain. And then maybe it'll appreciate. How many of us, I'm not letting y'all off the world history. I was giving you an opportunity to grab your phones and do some Googling. So now I'm going to start calling on you, and you got to give me some world events that happened. Y'all looking at me like, are you serious? Yes, I told you 20 minutes ago. Were you all captivated by what I was saying that you didn't go to your phones? Okay, well, I'll let you off the hook. The Civil War, major thing. Two groups in the country, you know, some torn, but it's like, hey, this is part of our economy. They're fighting over some things. Some people say, hey, it's not good for you to hold slaves. Men have inalienable rights, and freedom is one of them. Just keeping in mind, for us in America, our freedom, our liberty is wealth. Because there are countries where they don't have freedom, they don't have liberty. They can't come to a conference and decide from a conference, you know what? I am a creator. I did have an idea. I can go and act on that idea. Oh, I don't have any money, but he has money. He's looking for an idea. Why? Because his money does him no good sitting under the bed in the basement or in a bank not earning. For his money to do some good for him, it needs to work. So hey, me with an idea, Thomas Edison. Me with some money, J.P. Morgan. We can put that together and we can bring electricity to all homes in America. That's what happened.